Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's been a while, but I'm here with Oscar. Say hi. Say hi. I've decided to start a YouTube channel again, just to start making videos and of stuff I want. Basically, there's going to be no regular uploads or anything at the moment. I'm just making videos because I want to make videos again. Some of you may know me. I had a channel years ago when I was a kid. I absolutely loved making YouTube videos, making content about things I really enjoy. I used to do loads of makeup content because I was obsessed with makeup. Anyways, today I decided that I am going to start a kind of like to be read, read with me kind of video. I have so many books and so many books that are very similar because for some reason I let TikTok decide what I was going to buy for a while. I realised I'd been completely lied to after I decided to buy loads of Colleen Hoover books after reading It Ends With Us, and then that book turning sour on me after a few weeks of like post-reading of going, wait a minute, like, huh? Basically, I have wrapped up a bunch of books. There are some few odd ones in there, but most of them are like probably known on TikTok, like romance books written by authors that kind of blew up on TikTok or stuff that I've read before. So I really liked The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, so I bought a few more of her books, so a few of those are in there. There's one Ali Hazelwood one which I kind of don't want to read, but I am curious to, so I've put that in there. I've slipped Harry Potter in there and Twilight New Moon because I've read the first Twilight book a few times and I have been meaning to read the whole the whole series for so long because I read it twice when I was like 16 and the book was phenomenal. I enjoyed it. I was listening to the soundtrack as I was reading and it banged. It was so good. Anyways, enough rambling about it. We're just gonna get into this and see. There is one Colleen Hoover book in here, which is Ugly Love, which is the one book I have been tempted to pick up out of all the other ones I have. Essentially, all of these books are all very similar and all look and have the same kind of feel because they're all from the same kind of region of this weird pink gruesome cloud that TikTok has created from book talk, romance book talk. Cringe. Oh my god, it's Squid. When I pick him up, his hair just goes everywhere and it's all in my face. You're all in my face. I don't mind, I love you, you're really cute. You can't really see it, I have a randomizer here that's going to pick from my stack of 11 books. I am actually kind of scared. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm nervous. Book 11, let's see what it is. Oh, I'm excited, but I'm nervous. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think it's a Christina Lauren. Yes, it's a Christina Lauren one. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Okay, this is like two friends from college who like totally definitely not into each other meet after like 10 years and like I think they try and set each other up on like these, like they go on like these double dates but like with other people. It says not the Josh and Hazel date, at least not each other, because setting each other up on progressively terrible double dates means that there's nothing between them, right? So yeah, and it shouldn't take me too long. I just finished reading A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, which is like probably like double this, maybe even like triple. It's quite a thick one and I managed to get through it in like 2 days because I just kind of stayed up to like 3 a.m. both nights reading it because it was kind of addictive. So I'm gonna give this one a go and then I can take you along the journey with me with some time lapses and some like little stop points of like what's going on. So obviously there might be some spoilers in it, but I will give spoiler warnings and like you can skip ahead and whatever with whatever I say. So if you don't want spoilers, I will warn you, don't worry. So I can give you a feedback and basically finding out if these are worth the hype and also just kind of getting through some books that I've had like kind of a bit of a hunch about, like even having an idea of where to start, of which one to read. I literally sit there with them all in front of me and I'm like, I don't know. I'm excited for this one. I love Christina Lauren. I love The Unhoneymooners. So I feel like this little quirky, silly thing will be okay. Cool. Anyways, hello. I've reached chapter 10 and I have some opinions. So I have a few problems with this book this much into it, so I'm just about under halfway. I'm just under half. First opinion is nothing has happened. Nothing. Like, nothing that's worth reading half a book of. We'll start with Hazel, who is our protagonist, our main leading lady. She is intolerable. She's so different, she's so quirky. She knows she's quirky, she's different. She's just, you know, she says all the wrong things and she's clumsy and she's just, you know, she's just being herself. But it's like, there are parts of Hazel that I do like. I like how extravagant she is and she can be a bit loopy and I like that. But she is... None of the characters in this book are believable. They are very one-dimensional, very surface level mediocrity. So within the first 12 pages, Hazel meets some new people. She's moving school to teach at. She teaches like third grade or something, and she's got a friend called Emily, and Emily's invited her to her barbecue with all these teachers who are in the new school that she's going to work at. And her first conversation with all of these ladies is about boobs. So hey, guess what? My first conversation with the third grade teachers at Riverview is about breasts. And this time, I wasn't even the one bringing them up. I know! When Emily points to her breasts, I readily agree she's got a great rack. Emily points to her own A's and frowns at my perky C's. You win. What does my trophy look like, I ask, a giant bronze cock. I swear my mouth and brain are siblings who hate each other and give each other wedgies in the form of mortifying moments like this. Now it seems my brain has deserted me. Emily looks like a giant bird has just flown in her mouth. We all startle when Trin bursts out laughing. You were right, she is going to be fun. Another bit that makes Hazel a really wonderful protagonist in this book is she's in a pet shop trying to look at the fishes, and she wants to buy a fish, and she's talking to the pet shop guy, and all of a sudden her phone rings, and the phone ringtone is my neck, my back, lick my back. Hazel's apartment floods as she meets Josh, right? Josh, he is our love interest. He is the man of dreams in this book. There is not a single interesting thing I could tell you about Josh, apart from the fact that he is Asian and his Asian name is Jimin. He's a physiotherapist, and he's friends with Emily, Hazel's best friend. And this is the same Josh that she went to college with. Now you think, oh hey, Jay, there must be some interesting past that they had in college. There is nothing that forms relationships between these characters whatsoever, because we start the book and Hazel and Emily are already friends. We get a little bit of context on that. And Hazel's love interest eventually at some point in the book is Josh, who they just conveniently already knew each other. So there's no relationship forming between them. It already has formed. And the way they become friends is Hazel's like, oh, we're going to be best friends, aren't we, Josh? And he's like, oh no, I'm grumpy, no. I'm boring, no. You're annoying, no. But the way that these characters communicate with each other in this book is horrifying. Today I went to play with the dogs and cats at the Humane Society, and the only thing Josh says when I walk back into the house is that I need a shower. Don't you want to have sex, I yell. He stares up at me, slowly pulling his hand from the front of his pants. Look at your body, I gesture to the splendour of it with my hand. You're amazing, and your face, pretty fucking great too. Come on, Josh, where is your sex drive? His eyes slowly widen, and I realise he thinks I'm propositioning him while I smell like a barn. Not with me, Jimin. I mean with someone in your league. Don't you want a companion? Not even for the sex, but for hanging out and talking and enjoying life. Getting your dick played with would just be a bonus. Hazel. Josh. editing Jay here, and I just thought I would give you a bit more of an organized thought process of everything that's happened so far. So I've written down my points so I can kind of give you more of an idea of what's going on in the book so far. So within the 10 chapters, Josh and Hazel meet and instantly become best friends. Josh had a girlfriend for 2 years, and within the first 5 chapters he finds out that she has been cheating on him for one of the last year of their relationship with someone else in LA. But within that, there is no emotional reaction from Josh. Josh does not have any kind of emotional story along with that. He didn't seem to have an emotional connection with his ex-girlfriend, that, you know, he just seemed to be with her because he thought it was right, but still there's no expansion on how that made him feel, how he's processing that, mainly just the fact that he sits on the sofa and is watching TV all the time. That's the entirety of his emotional reaction to his girlfriend of 2 years cheating on him for a whole year with another guy, and like he's just found out. No emotional reaction from him whatsoever. Hazel's apartment floods, so she's staying with Josh, and then the main plot driver, basically, they decide that they're going to find someone that they know to then go on a double date with. So Hazel's finding someone for Josh, Josh is finding someone for Hazel, and then they're going to go on a double date together. We've had 2 of these double dates so far. One of them was actually in account, like we're in action going with them in current time of them going to this pub quiz thing. It's all really boring and awful anyways, because the way these characters interact with each other is awful, as I stated previously. And then the second one is all past tense, because we're getting an account of it when they're stood in Josh's kitchen, which is basically all where everything has happened in this book so far, is we've just been in Josh's kitchen, in Josh's house or apartment, and they've just been talking about stuff that's been going on. We haven't really been going out and doing anything. It's all really random. So, yeah, most of the things that happen are recounted, and we're mainly at Josh's or Hazel's apartment, and then we just discuss what's happened rather than be taken along on the action of it. There is no foundation to base the characters' relationship on. These people are already just friends, but not even friends with a lot of background or an interesting background or any emotional connection. There's no spark between Josh and Hazel. There's, you know, even though apparently there might be, and she mentions that he's attractive sometimes, there is no emotional connection between them two, or me as a reader feeling connected to the characters. And it's also because Josh is just a really bad romantic interest. Like, the way he's written is he is just a guy. He's literally just a guy. He's a physiotherapist. That's it. That's 10 chapters in, nearly halfway through the book. So I just thought I'd give that more, like, just quick, organised thing of everything that's going on, because I realised that I don't make sense half the time, so I'm just trying to make things make sense, because I'm just worried that people are going to watch this video and be like, what? I keep picking up the book thinking, I need to finish this because I want to, like, finish it for the video, but I don't really want to read it. There's nothing making me want to pick up this book at all. So, you know, let's see if I finish it or not. Okay, first off, I read some reviews on Goodreads when I hit the 10 chapter mark, and a lot of people said that they did not like the ending, and I was like, that's why I wanted to keep reading, to finish the book. The book picked up a little bit after chapter 10. After all that slander of all the first 10 chapters, or the first 9 chapters, it picked up slightly. Ironically, in the 10th chapter, 11th chapter, after Hazel and Josh sleep together, it finally gives you something to, you know, be excited about. Gives the book some kind of pace, something to care about, because at this point they kind of start to realise that they do like each other, because there's a spark there, and it's like kind of how they navigate this like lust for each other that kind of isn't lust, because they do love each other. And it gets annoying because then they go on a date, and for some reason this ex of Hazel's turns up, and it just is that annoying thing of like, these characters don't communicate. They both love each other, but they haven't told each other. And then when Hazel's like, oh, I don't really know what to do because my ex wants another chance, and Josh is like, well, you know, do what you think is right, and if you think that giving him another chance is right, then you should. And Hazel's like, oh, well then that means yes, I should, because that's what Josh said. So when it's not, and they're not communicating, and it just took them a long time to even figure, well, not even a long time, big spoiler alert, it took Hazel realizes she's pregnant. Oh my god, yay, amazing. Okay, essentially she realizes she's pregnant, and then Josh finally is like, he thinks that Emily's pregnant because she sees all the pregnancy tests. He sees Josh finds pregnancy tests in Emily, his sister's house, and he thinks that his sister's pregnant. At this point they both realize that they love each other. Not him and his sister, Hazel and Josh. So their feelings are definitely confirmed by this point, and all of this is kicking off when like there's like this much of the book left, so I'm already like, this isn't gonna be good, is it? Josh turns up to Hazel's place, and Hazel's like, I need to tell him, and obviously she can't just straight out be like, I do need to talk to you and we need to have a conversation. Nope, she clearly waits too long, too much time, and then they end up sleeping together, and then all of a sudden she's bleeding, and then she's freaking out, and then she goes to the toilet, and then they end up going to bed because she's like, it's fine, let's just go sleepy sleep, good night, honk shoe. She's got a doctor appointment in the morning, and then Josh is in the hall by the dining table, and then he sees a receipt for like 5 pregnancy tests, and he's like, so did Hazel buy them for my sister? And then he sees the scan of the baby, and then he walks into the bathroom and he's like, hey, like, I want to come to the doctors with you. He's like, I want to be there for you. Is this something that I need to be there for? And she's like, oh my god, you know. And obviously, because she waited too fucking long to tell him that he found out, because she just left the ultrasound thing on the thing. It all works out fine, and he goes with her to the hospital to get a checkup, and the book ends with her name being called to go in to obviously get checked out to make sure everything's fine. And then we move on to the epilogue. Christina Lauren, I personally am not a big fan of yours right now, and I'm having a hard time with this relationship that I formed with you and the good memories I had with you. Why do you do this? Waste time on the first 10 chapters of the book where nothing happens. Create a whirlwind of miscommunication and just cringy, cliche romance. I will say the sexy scenes were quite good. And she didn't use the word folds once, so she's got some bonus points there. I'm sorry if you're family and you're watching. Don't. Why are you watching this? Go away. Christ. And we skip. It's really annoying when we are given like an inkling of a story. And then all of a sudden, it's been like 7 years and we're all happy and fun and having a great time with our 5 children. Somewhere, she doesn't even say where, they're on a hill. And there's a baby. Oh no, they're not on a hill. They're on a hill in a little bit after them. They go on a date. And they're hanging out. And then they go home to their house and they have children. They have 2 children. And then they go to... And then they're outside. And they're on a hill. And Hazel is pregnant again. and the little boy looks like Josh, but inside is like Hazel, and the little girl looks like Hazel, but inside is like Josh. Oh, isn't that cute? Because I mean, I guess like they are your parents, so it would kind of make sense. I've wasted my afternoon on these two people I do not like. Overall, I'm not a fan. The book wasn't bad. The book wasn't like it was all bad. I made it seem like that in the first 10 chapters because the first 10 chapters are bad. But there's like a weird kind of like grace period of like this kind of bit of the book where it's kind of okay to read. I don't know how I feel about the book because I don't like a lot of it. I don't like most of it. It's just the weird grace period where things kind of picked up and the dates they went on got a bit better. Josh and Hazel's relationship built a bit more, which made it better. But then it's the way that things go from like nothing, no base of any relationship, no platform for it to stand on, for all of a sudden these bricks to be laid, and all of a sudden, oh my god, she's pregnant. It's like the most easiest excuse to tie two people together, especially with maybe, I don't want to call it lazy writing because I don't like being that person that's like, oh, they're a bad writer, but what seems like lazy at the beginning of this book. Conveniently, all these people know each other and they've already got a base of a relationship, rather than taking the time to build it up together, to have like a classic, maybe kind of fan fiction-y, like, oh, we bumped into each other and we instantly get along and there's instantly chemistry, and oh, there's just this one minor thing that's been going on, but that sorts itself out, and oh my god, I'm pregnant, oh my god, it couldn't just be me being pregnant, but there's something wrong, and then we're gonna end the book right there, and then we're gonna skip 10 years later where we have children and everything's fine. This video really took a turn. When I sat down to film that first bit that you watched, you're just watching me descend into fucking madness. But this happens. Eleanor and Park. This one right here. That's what happened with that one. But it was the opposite way round, where the beginning of the book was real good, and then by the end I was like, rainbow! Go! 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 Yelled. I was yelling. Isaac was sat on the bed and I finished the book when I was sat having a poo, and I came in and I was like, I threw the book on the floor and was like, no! If you relate to me, please contact me. I need friends. I don't approach books in this way all the time. I feel like this is a bad representation of how I approach books, because I read some books and I love them, and I have this same energy but in a more positive way rather than being really annoyed. Like when I read The Hunger Games, I had that positive reaction. I'm glad I got some more spicy details in this book rather than the unhoneymooners, which I guess is kind of good because it's maybe tailored for maybe more of a young adult. No, but not really. It's not really a young adult book, but she kind of is like all this build up for all this spicy stuff, and then she wakes up the next morning and it's like, honey, just give it a little bit. My life is riveting. I need friends. I will say, Hazel as a character, the more I get to know her through the book, was less intolerable than she was at the start. And it's not that I found her intolerable because she was so weird and because she was so, like, loopy and eccentric. I liked that. It's just how she spoke to people and, like, kind of her inner dialogue that was just a bit cringe to me. I have no problem with a character who wants to be loud because, like, I love it and I sort of identify myself in it because I'm a bit crazy sometimes. So I feel that, and people are like, you're fucking crazy, and I'm like, no, I'm just a me, a Mario. I love the way that Hazel and her mum both have the same idea of, like, when people say that they're embarrassing, because there's several points when Hazel's mum, her dad, said to her mum, like, oh, you're really fucking embarrassing, and her mum was like, okay, but, like, that I don't care, like that's who I am. And if you find that embarrassing, like fuck off. And Hazel had a moment like that as well with Tyler, who's the guy that kind of came in between Josh and Hazel at one point, was like, you're being embarrassing. And Hazel was like, really? And like, because she kind of saw it coming. And I do like the idea, like early chapters of the book when her and Josh are still getting to know each other as much as they kind of could at the beginning of this book, she mentions how she will never change herself for anyone. And I do like that message of like being yourself and, you know, having a character that is different. I just don't like how quirky her dialogue is and how quirky it's kind of a bit stiff to begin with at the beginning of the book, but it does relax more the more that the relationship between some of the characters begins to build. It's just the foundations of the beginning of this book that are so weak, that doesn't create a stable platform to build upon. And through the book we get that, but in the first 10 chapters of a book, for it to not really get anywhere is difficult for me, because it's like you need something straight away. Like a lot of people probably would have read the first 5 chapters and thrown the book somewhere. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 10 maybe. I don't really know why I'm rating it, but like, I mean, if you're in for something slightly light-hearted, a really easy read, because I've read this in a matter of like 2 days. I think I read it one afternoon and then I managed to get through the rest of it today. If you're just looking for something stupid, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying if you enjoy this kind of book, if you love this book, then like you go. It's not something I enjoyed, but I'm not shitting on anyone who did enjoy it. If you love Christina Lauren and you think she's your favorite, if she is your favorite author, then there's no disrespect to you whatsoever, because I did really enjoy The Unhoneymooners. I really enjoyed that book and I have some amazing memories with it. And yes, there we go. So that's one book down of this giant mass of, hopefully something better than this will be next. Anyways, my boyfriend's home, so I'm gonna go say hi. Hi, me again. It's June. I filmed that in March. And that whole like thing I said I'd do at the start of the video, I'm not gonna do. It like cleared out all my Colleen Hoover books. They're gone now. Good riddance. And like, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, you know? Like, this video is more than I thought it would be, and we've got here. The fact we've got here is good. This is a good job. This is a new achievement. Basically, I'm just gonna kind of go with it and like what I want to do. So like, this video's been really fun. It's been really fun to edit it and film it, and like, it's been a whole journey, and it's been really nice to actually like make something creative and like just kind of, yeah, just do something that I used to really enjoy doing. So this has been really fun, and thank you very much if you've got like this far, because like that means a lot to me that you actually are finding this interesting and you want to listen to everything I have to say, how dumb it may be. Yeah, this has been really good fun, and I've got some more ideas floating around in my head, but like, I'm just gonna kind of upload whenever I feel like it, and like whenever it just kind of happens, because say it's literally been 3 months, and like, it's, you know, I have a job now. I was unemployed then, I have a job now, and like, you know, it just, life is crazy, and it's also not. I just want to reiterate, like, if you love Christina Lauren and she is your favorite author, and like, I'm really not trying to like hurt anyone's feelings or like ridicule people for what they like, whether I like it or don't like it. Like, you like what you want, and like, be like Hazel, like, don't give a fuck like what other people think. If you like what you like and you enjoy what you enjoy, like, there is no hate from me whatsoever. Like, it's all just personal opinion, and I'm not trying to make fun of anyone for like enjoying something. I just thought this video would be kind of fun, and I kind of like the way it went, in a way where like I started with this whole idea and I was really positive about it, thinking, okay, this is gonna be a cute little book, and I kind of descended into madness, which usually always happens when I read a book. So yeah, I have really enjoyed making this video, editing and recording, and I just really hope that if you're watching this, you have enjoyed it and look forward to more of the videos that I will eventually post. But I think that's kind of it. Like, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, this is it. I made a video. This is crazy. Okay. Oh, and you can see we had a bit of a bookshelf makeover.
We'll do a video on that, I'm sure. We'll do a quick little filler video where we do like a little bookshelf tour. Yes, anyways. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna stop talking. Bye.